In this podcast episode, Eric Weinstein discusses the profound implications of nuclear and thermonuclear weaponry, the geopolitical tensions shaped by these arms, and the broader existential challenges facing humanity, including AI and cosmic survival. The conversation explores historical context, technological evolution, cultural and civilizational nuances, and the philosophical urgency surrounding the future of human civilization. Eric Weinstein explains the fundamental physics behind nuclear weapons, highlighting the discovery of the neutron as pivotal in enabling nuclear chain reactions. The original atomic bombs dropped in 1945 relied on achieving a critical mass of fissile material through conventional explosives, initiating a chain reaction of neutron release and massive energy output. The hydrogen bomb, or thermonuclear weapon, marked a quantum leap in destructive power. It uses an atomic bomb as a detonator to trigger fusion of hydrogen isotopes, releasing energy on a scale incomprehensible compared to the original bombs. The key innovation, discovered by Stanisław Ulam and Edward Teller, involved using the intense light from the fission explosion to compress fusion fuel efficiently before the bomb structure disintegrates. This advance ushered in what Weinstein terms a new era in human history, akin to a before Christ, after Christ division, reflecting humanity's sudden godlike destructive potential. The thermonuclear weapons are vastly more destructive than their fission predecessors. Weinstein asserts there is no meaningful point in civil defense measures, such as duck and cover, because survival against these weapons is virtually impossible. The sheer energy release means that even one or two devices could obliterate a major city like Los Angeles, rendering it uninhabitable. While thermonuclear weapons could produce less persistent radioactive fallout than earlier fission-only bombs, the broader consequences of nuclear war, environmental devastation, societal collapse, and long-term ecological harm are catastrophic. Additionally, newer concepts like Russia's tsunami bomb reflect the ongoing evolution of nuclear technologies with even more devastating tactical applications. The discussion turns to the role of nuclear weapons in preventing large-scale wars among superpowers, emphasizing that nuclear deterrence has arguably prevented direct conflict between major states for around 80 years. Nevertheless, Weinstein challenges complacency, arguing this peace is precarious and highly contingent on rational actors and stable leadership. The applications and consequences of nuclear conflict remain insufficiently understood, especially given the decay of direct knowledge due to decades without testing. The episode touches on geopolitical flashpoints, including Russia's aggressive posture, China-Taiwan tensions, and the complex dynamics of India and Pakistan, where cultural similarity contrasts dangerously with acute military hostility. Iran's pursuit of nuclear weapons, particularly given its open hostility toward Israel, is noted as a destabilizing factor. Weinstein questions the competence and mindset of modern world leaders managing nuclear arsenals, expressing doubt about their skill in the high-stakes game of chicken that nuclear brinksmanship requires. He notes an erosion of cultural memory regarding the true horrors of nuclear war, citing a lack of public awareness or engagement with the existential stakes. Popular media and cultural narratives once reinforced a deep fear and respect for nuclear weapons, which he feels has faded. This loss of collective sobriety undermines the utility of deterrence based on mutual fear. Beyond earthbound concerns, Weinstein introduces a broader cosmic perspective. He describes our solar system as an escape room, a limited and fragile habitat from which humanity must flee to survive long-term risks. Current physics, governed by Einstein's theory of relativity, imposes a speed-of-light barrier that makes interstellar travel effectively impractical. Breaking through these constraints, getting past Einstein, metaphorically, is posited as humanity's greatest scientific challenge. Without expanding beyond the solar system to colonize truly distinct planetary environments, humanity remains vulnerable to extinction-level catastrophes on a single planet. The conversation delves into deep historical and cultural differences influencing contemporary geopolitics. Weinstein reflects on the complex identity of Russia, distinguishing it culturally and historically from Western Europe and Eastern European nations. He emphasizes the suffering, resilience, and distinctive risk tolerance shaping Russian society, including its legacy of brutal wars and harsh geography. The varied fates and self-identities of nations like Poland, Ukraine, and the Baltic states further complicate prospects for peace and alliance. The debate touches on Western failures to sufficiently recognize and engage Eastern European cultures and histories with respect and understanding. The discourse turns to the geopolitical role of the UK and the US. Weinstein praises the cultural and scientific heritage of the UK, lamenting its diminished global influence and potential. The UK's historical contributions to global culture, science, and diplomacy are celebrated alongside a call for renewed confidence and assertiveness. In parallel, the US's geographical advantages and global power status carry responsibilities that are currently challenged by internal social and political divisions, as well as a wavering international position. Weinstein advocates for renewed above-ground nuclear testing, or at least rigorous underground testing, to reacquire lost understanding of weapon behavior and effects. Such testing serves two critical functions. It reminds humanity of the weapon's destructive power and reinforces deterrence through realistic awareness. It also provides technical certainty essential for maintaining or improving nuclear arsenals and thus strategic stability. The 1962 Test Ban Treaty halted atmospheric testing, but also led to atrophy in knowledge and collective memory about nuclear impacts, weakening deterrence credibility. Shifting to modern technology, Weinstein explores parallels between nuclear weapons and artificial intelligence. AI represents an unprecedentedly multifaceted technology with potential for both great benefit and massive risk. Unlike nuclear weapons, AI's spread and control are far less certain, and its multi-purpose nature complicates governance. The difficulty in maintaining technological secrecy, especially between rival powers like the US and China, heightens tensions and uncertainty. There is no agreed-upon way to prevent AI risks, just as there is no guaranteed global restraint on nuclear proliferation or use. The emergence of AI reawakens apocalyptic fears and demands urgent attention. Weinstein frames the current historical moment as potentially apocalyptic, but simultaneously filled with opportunity. He calls for a survivalist mindset rooted in relentless optimism and scientific daring, a Jewish attitude of survival at all costs that transcends specific identities or beliefs. Expanding humanity's footprint beyond Earth to multiple planetary and celestial bodies is presented as the ultimate path toward longer-term species survival. Achieving this requires bold scientific breakthroughs, new institutions, and the cultural will to embrace a science fiction-like future grounded in rigorous physics and exploration. In closing, Weinstein stresses the paradox that while humanity faces profound dangers, there remains more potential than ever before to solve our challenges with technology and cooperation. Phones and digital devices simultaneously distract and empower, complicating but not negating our ability to address existential threats. Maintaining hope, wonder, creativity, and a strong cultural identity will be vital in navigating the sprint toward an uncertain future, whether marked by chaos or glory.